Today's video is so kindly sponsored by Peak Tea. So you might not know this, but I have a slight coffee obsession and I've been trying to cut down on coffee and drink more matcha. Today I really want to share with you Peak Tea's ceremonial matcha that's not only delicious but also really good for your skin. So I have the Radiant Skin Duo, and I love making the matcha to start my day before meditation and drinking the BT fountain in the afternoon to keep myself hydrated. The Sun Goddess matcha contains antioxidants and chlorophyll that clears skin from within. It's made by third-generation tea masters using a 130-year-old technique, and it's also quadruple toxin screened for purity. And I think that's a really big deal because there's so much matcha out there these days, but only few are actually good. So I can really attest to the taste and the quality of this matcha. The BT fountain contains not only electrolytes, which is great for the summer, but it also contains ceramides and hyaluronic acid, which are clinically proven to hydrate your skin, improve elasticity, and reduce fine lines. If you would also like to support your skin from within or just have some really good quality matcha, then definitely check out Peak Tea. For a limited time, you'll get 15% off and free shipping for life on the Radiant Skin Duo if you use my link below. Plus, you'll also get a free complimentary kit that includes a beaker and a frother to really complete your experience. Thank you so much, Peak Tea. And now let's get into the video. Hi there, and welcome to your Pick a Card Tarot reading video for Cancer season. If you're watching this at a different time, that is totally fine. We're all on different timelines. So what matters the most is that you're here now and you felt called to click on this video. So you want to take that as a sign that you've aligned to the messages in this video and that they're now relevant to your situation. The only thing that you might notice that's different in this video could be more of a focus on Cancerian energy, since we're in that season, or more of an influence from the current astrological transits. But I can't say so for certain, since we haven't gone into the readings yet, so we will see. Now let's get into a quick meditation to get centered and grounded before picking your reading today. I'm going to ring the sing bowl 3 times. With each ring, take a deep breath in and a full exhale out. Take this time to connect with your heart space and get into your body. Soften your eyes, relax your jaw, and relax your shoulders. Allow all the muscles in your body to soften and release. Feel as if you're melting into your seat. Release your lower back, your glutes, and melt even deeper into your seat. Sink into your seat. And now bring all of your awareness to the center of your chest. It's from here that we listen to our intuition. So for your reading today, make sure you're listening with your heart, as in, listen for what empowers you, for what feels light, what feels good. Listen for what excites you, what gives you a sense of purpose and reason. Listen for what resonates. And now, if you're ready, you can open your eyes and look at the 3 groups today. To help you choose, this time I picked out 3 different types of amethyst. For group 1, we have a tumbled amethyst. For group 2, we have an amethyst cluster. For group 3, I guess you would call this an amethyst tower or wand. Now with your eyes softened, notice which crystal stands out to you. Notice which pile of cards stands out to you. Which group is calling you? Group 1, 2, or 3? Which group do you feel drawn to? Now you don't have to think too hard. If you feel drawn to more than one group, chances are there are messages in more than one reading for you, in which case you can always listen to the other one afterwards. So for now, just choose the reading that you want to get started with. Once you've chosen your reading, you can go down to the timestamps below, and I'll see you over there. If you chose group 1, the tumbled amethyst, then this is your reading. Hi group 1, we're going to begin with your current energies, and for that I'll be using the Golden Universal Tarot deck. So let's get a couple cards for how you are currently feeling and where you're at energetically at this time. Group 1, what are your current energies? What do we need to know about your current situation? Group 1. It looks like you are healing. You are waiting for signs, looking for synchronicities and messages to come through in order to know the next steps. So you're in a very restorative, healing space at the moment. Perhaps you've been taking care of yourself, placing more attention and priority on your health and well-being, spending a lot more alone time and with your emotions, just being gentle and soft with yourself. And you are trying to restore faith, to find connection again with the universe. And we have the star, by the way. So that's what I'm seeing with the star. And we also have the Fool and the 10 of Cups fall out together. So it looks like you have this desire to jumpstart a new journey of some sort, to look for your 10 of Cups. your ultimate sense of fulfillment, gratification, and satisfaction. You're looking to embark on something that you hope will bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment. Let's get some more cards on this. What else do we need to know about your current situation, how you're currently feeling, group one? Ooh. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles with the Five of Cups as well. So this looks like you tried to collaborate with somebody, to work on something together, to learn from each other, to feel some sort of cooperation, or like to be in a project together, and that left you feeling quite disappointed. Perhaps you didn't get what you wanted out of this collaboration. Perhaps it wasn't up to par with your expectations of what you thought would be possible. So because of your disappointment and your feeling of like a lack of reciprocity, you are keeping to yourself more and kind of scratching that plan that you had in order to embark on a new, different path. So if this is about a romantic situation, it could be that your plans with somebody didn't really work out, or they weren't able to meet your expectations in the way you wanted to connect and work together, or get to know each other better. So because of that disappointment, you're kind of removing your energy from them, and you are scratching that plan to find other signs for a new path, for a different direction that will bring you the kind of fulfillment you're looking for. This can also be career. Perhaps you wanted to learn from somebody to grow on a certain path, or you were in a project with somebody and it just hasn't gone according to plan, and at the moment you're feeling quite disappointed about all of that, and so you want to reconsider your path and see if there's another direction you can grow in. Interesting. Okay, now let's ask for some advice. What do we need to know? What do we need to know moving forward about this situation? What do we need to know? Cards keep flying out, and there are too many, so just keep shuffling. What do we need to know for group one? Okay, so Spirit's saying don't be too rash, don't be impulsive in your decision making. Make sure that you take some time out to be contemplative in a very patient way. Take your time to review the situation and make your assessments wisely. So don't be rash. And sometimes when our thought processes involve another person's input, which I think is the case here, you have to be patient enough for them to give their 2 cents and then proceed accordingly. So don't be rash on your own and jump to conclusions, or make a decision from a place of spite or disappointment. Keep your mind open and do not give yourself blinders. So at this time, Spirit's really asking you to be patient, to be slow in your assessment of the situation. Let's see if there's anything else we need to know. What else do we need to know for group one? There's some sort of mental narrative that you have to surrender and dissolve. And I think a lot of this, I'm hearing projection. I feel like you are projecting some of your past disappointments onto what's happening currently. So take time out to first process if there are any shortcomings on your part in the way you are perceiving your situation and how you've been acting in response to the way you've been perceiving it. So surrender some sort of narrative. I think you probably know what that is, and it's going to be different for everyone. This is a general reading. So if you know what this narrative is, be honest with yourself and work to surrender it so that you can see your reality more clearly. What else do you need to know, Group 1? Yeah, so this projection is from the past. It can be from childhood, of course it doesn't have to be, but it is from the past. So your past is clouding the present, and you need to surrender the thought process that you've created around that out of habit. Let it go so you can think of your current situation in a more fresh way, in a present moment responsive way. I want to get some oracle cards now. What else do we need to know for Group 1? Group 1. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Yeah, so that goes back to our first card, the Star, which is exactly what this is about. They're carrying the same energy, if you can feel it from the imagery here. The Star is telling you to restore your faith by spending more time in rest and being held, holding space for all of you, holding space for the parts of you that are drained, that are disappointed, that are hurt, and really retreat in this softness for a little bit so that you can come back with more force and more faith moving forward. So if that means spending more time by yourself in nature, spending time alone and removing yourself from conversations that you feel are not necessary at this time, that's really good too. Be by yourself, be with Mother Nature, be with the Great Mother, this archetype, and allow yourself to be held. I think that will really help you to restore faith and a sense of trust and also direction. That's what the Star is about also, is restoring a sense of direction and communion with the universe. And be honest with yourself about what is triggering you and where this trigger comes from. So who or what is triggering you? Let's get one more card from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. Okay. You also have don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So I feel like there's like a tightrope act here that you have to do, the sort of balancing in your situation, especially if this has to do with other people, which was what I got a sense of with the Three of Pentacles. So if this has to do with other people and having conversations with people, don't converse with them in a way that makes you feel like you're compromising yourself, or it's like something you don't want to do but you're doing it anyways. Make sure that if you do speak to these people and you're connecting with them, that it's coming from an autonomous place, like you've chosen to share your energy with them and that's why you're there. If you feel like your energy is being compromised and you're doing this against your will, or you feel like you have to in order to people please, do not do that. Remove your energy, which I feel like you kind of already have with the Star card as our first card. I feel like you have taken a step back to be more with yourself, which is really good. Don't dim your light to fit in. If it means removing your energy to refresh your mind a little bit before going back to the conversation, that's going to be really good. Make sure every step you're making is coming from an autonomous place, that it's a choice, a free will, and you're doing things because you want to do them, not because you feel like you have to or that it makes you a good person. Okay, I want to get a Moonology card as well, and I think Spirit also said to get a Wild Archetype deck also. Okay, step out of your comfort zone, North Node. So whatever you're going through right now is directing you towards your purpose, your destiny, and that requires you to really do things differently than you've handled them in the past. That means be very honest with yourself about this narrative that you've been projecting onto your current situation. You gotta be honest with yourself in order to step out of your comfort zone. You have to handle this situation differently from what you've subjected yourself to by default in the past. And I'm going to get an archetype card. What is one archetype that you can focus on right now? To have, oh, interesting. We have the Father. So I do feel like some of you that are listening are probably holding the feminine counterpart or feminine polarity in this connection, if it's romantic or even if it's career-wise. This could be with a boss who has more of an authority in this connection compared to you, which is why the Father has come up. So in either cases, say you're dealing with a masculine counterpart or you're dealing with more of a masculine dominant figure in your career situation, the Father is relevant. This is you dealing with the Father archetype, and what you could be projecting onto the situation could be a narrative that you've built as a result of your personal father and how you've dealt with him, or the general, like, father in a greater sense within this society we live in. So like the ways we've been taught about the Father and what we can expect from him. If that makes sense, I feel like I'm not describing this clearly. Essentially, you need to check your relationship with your masculine side. Check your relationship with the role of the Father. Of course, that takes us back to what we've learned about the Father through our personal experiences. So reflect on how you see your Father, and if there's anything connected in the narrative that you're carrying right now about your current situation with this person or with these people that you're dealing with right now. Okay, one more. Let's take one more Moonology card. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. So I feel like you're going to hear from this person soon, whoever you're dealing with. If there are multiple people, you're going to hear from them soon. And that's going to give you greater clarity as to how you want to approach the situation moving forward. And yeah, I feel like maybe you haven't heard back, and so there's this void. Because when I see the Father, sometimes I think about the void, the absent Father. So there's been this void and you don't know what to do about it because there's like a lack of energy coming like towards you in reciprocation. So if you've been feeling that void, continue to hold space, be patient with the Seven of Pentacles. And I feel like you're going to hear from them soon. They're going to match your energy and come back into this dynamic soon to give you the clarity you're looking for. And now I want to get some future energy cards. What can you expect if you are to follow the advice here? Group 1. What can you expect energetically in the near future? What can you expect energetically? We have the Five of Wands. It flipped out earlier and then it flipped out again. So that's interesting. I'm going to get another card to clarify this. Mm. Okay, so I think this will reach some sort of boiling point. A sense of conflict or competition, misunderstanding or tension. And that doesn't have to be bad. This could be you actually getting triggered and feeling a lot of emotions or just feeling really intense about the situation. That's not bad entirely. It could feel bad to our human self, but it just means energy's moving and a lot is coming up that requires your attention. And this will actually lead to some sort of breakthrough where you're going to see things from a different light, where you're going to wake up to a deeper truth about the situation. It's a sort of revelation and things coming back from the dead, things being reawakened, restored, even. So, this could be the connection being restored or a truth about this connection that you've kind of suppressed up until now. And I know that's kind of confusing. It's like, which one is it? But it's hard for me to say because this is a general reading. So it's really going to be up to you and how you are receiving this message right now. So listen with your heart and notice which message resonates with you more. So again, it could be that this connection is going to be restored and come back from the dead. Or it could be that a truth that you've had about this connection since the beginning is going to be restored. So maybe it's like, oh, I knew this was never going to work out, but I just kind of suppressed that inkling. And now I'm recognizing that this is the truth. Either way, you're going to receive a sort of judgment about what to do next that's going to be most aligned with your truth, with who you really are and what you really want. So that's great. And then from there, it's smooth sailing. So with the Six of Swords, this is smooth sailing. This is kind of just going with the flow afterwards and surrendering to the flow. This can also signify travel. You might have to travel very soon in order for things to continue to evolve. Yeah, you might travel soon, or you might be just simply traveling energetically and moving forward energetically in a very swift and effortless manner. What else do we need to know? You have the Knight of Cups. Well, that's nice. So an offer of love will be made. I believe it will come to you. I kind of see this. You know what? I think for a lot of you, this is the connection being restored if it is romantic. Because I see this as two people meeting halfway. So that could just be a message for some of you. And the Knight of Cups is a very emotional card. So somebody's coming forward with emotion. And you are in a surrendered energy to receive that. What else is there to say about this? It feels very soft. It's like you've gone through this disconnect and then a sense of turmoil with the Five of Wands to a breakthrough, which leads to a lot of effortlessness and swiftness and tenderness. Anything else we need to know, Spirit? Is there anything else we need to know? Yeah, reciprocity is going to be restored. We have the Six of Pentacles, which to me is always reciprocity. This is giving and taking in equal ways where you feel generous, you feel kind, and you feel heard and seen. So reciprocity will be restored. I think this dynamic will go back to the way it functioned really well in the past. And I guess the lesson in all of this is you having a sort of breakthrough by feeling everything that you've kind of pent up until now, and releasing a narrative that has more to do with yourself and your history and your past than it has to do with the present. So this is a lot of inner work that's actually going to then energetically create space for the connection to come back to a healthy way of being. So yeah, again, this requires you to be very honest with yourself about the way you've been projecting things onto the present. This requires patience and self-autonomy and ways that you can honor yourself right now and take accountability. This is about you learning to work with your masculine side and restore the pure masculine essence apart from its distortions that we've been taught through societal conditioning. And this is also about you taking a new path that is more in alignment with your destiny than your old patterns. Beautiful. Okay, so that was your reading, group 1. I hope that you found it helpful. Let me know in the comments below. It's always lovely hearing from you. And if you would like more guidance from me, I do 2 new readings on Patreon every single month. We explore the energies around the new moon and the full moon with a reading, as well as a Reiki activation afterwards. So if you'd like to try that out with me, I would love to see you on Patreon. Otherwise, I'll see you in another reading or another video. Sending love. If you chose group 2, this amethyst cluster, then this is your reading. Hi, group 2. So we're going to begin with your current energies, and I'm going to be using the Golden Universal deck for that. So we are asking about your current situation. What do we need to know about your current situation? How is it playing out energetically at this time? How are you feeling? What do we need to know about your current energies? Can we get one more card, please? One more card. Your current energies. So you have the 9 of Cups along with the 4 of Pentacles. So there is something very emotionally satisfying and fulfilling that you have your eyes set on. There is something you want to manifest and pull into your reality and make real. And there's another part of you kind of opposing this vision and dream that wants to stay in the comfort zone. There's this part of you that is afraid of venturing too far out of what you've grown to find familiar and comfortable and easy. So there's a bit of an internal conflict between 2 parts. Yeah, we have that confirmed with the Temperance card. Seems like you're quite aware of this. So you're not swayed by either polarizing parts. You're trying your best to hold space for both and to try to find a way to alchemize this energy. So that's the Temperance card. As you can see in the image, the angel is mixing the water between these 2 cups. So it's kind of what you're doing, trying to bring a sense of integration between these 2 polarizing parts. And what else do we need to know about this? Perhaps an aspect of this that you're struggling with. Okay, well, we have the Sun. So I don't think you're struggling too much at all. It seems like you're very much in alignment, in flow, and you are trusting of the greater, the universe, the greater world around you. You're trusting of yourself as well and your inner guidance. You're trusting where you're being led. You generally have a good sense of what's going on and know that this will bring even better and greater things to you moving forward. if this message doesn't resonate, if you feel like you're not in a good place, then perhaps group 2 isn't your group. So feel free to skip to another reading. But if you do feel like, for the most part, I am feeling pretty good, and I do have a general sense of what's going on mentally within me and where I'm headed, then this is your group. So I think your biggest struggle right now, looking at these cards, is the Four of Pentacles. This desire to stay comfortable and familiar. And it's like, I feel like you've been holding on to something for a very long time, so it's hard for you to fathom the thought of ever letting it go. Maybe you've never done that before. So it's hard for you to part with this thing that you've grown very familiar with, that's offered you a lot of security and stability and safety. Let's get more cards on this. Tell us more, please, Spirit. Tell us more. Yeah, okay. So you're also afraid of being too rash in your decision making, because you do acknowledge that there's this vision of yours, this Nine of Cups dream that you want to actualize and bring into your reality, but you don't want to approach this with fantasy, with daydreaming, with lofty, inconsistent action. So you're trying to be very watchful of the part of your mind that tends to run with impulsivity or rash thinking, or being like headstrong, or too having your head in the clouds, just being too consumed in the mind in a way that's not healthy or grounded. You want to remain grounded. And so there are like 3 parts of you talking, as we can see here. We have the visionary part of you, and I feel like you're very much accepting and allowing this part. Then you have the juxtaposition between the part of you that tends to be headstrong and too dreamy, head in the clouds, and then another part of you that is so grounded, there's no movement at all, and way too much comfort and fear in trying to preserve that comfort. So these 2 parts are kind of battling it out. And I think you're trying to find a middle ground where you're not so comfortable that nothing's happening at all, but you're also not making decisions from a head spacey, head over clouds kind of place. Okay, now let's get some messages from some of my oracle decks here. Group 2 amethyst cluster. Okay, so Spirit really wants to congratulate you in realizing this vision of yours. You are birthing a new age, you're birthing new creations, you're dreaming a new world into being. That's beautiful. So something amazing is being birthed through you, and this is in alignment with what Spirit wants from you, what the universe wants from you. Okay, you have take a break, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So know that you don't have to pressure yourself to take action right away. You don't have to take action anytime soon. This dream of yours is not going to pass you by. So do not make any decisions from a place of time scarcity. So I think that's one way to find your balance between the overly grounded part of you and the very headstrong part of you. Don't make any decisions from a place of time scarcity. When time is out of the equation, then you have the ability to be more reasonable with your decision making. So take that as a tip when you are making a decision. Say if time wasn't a factor, then what would I choose? Okay, and break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. So, another thing you can ask yourself is if I were to take action differently from the way I have done in the past, or from the way my parents have done it, or my greater family has done it, what kind of action would that look like? So, being sure to not take action from a habitual place that seems familiar because other people have done it, so like a traditional kind of path, and taking action that is unconventional, that hasn't been tried before in your lineage, that is also new to you, that's going to be a great indicator that you're moving towards something new that you have your eyes set on. Let's get one more Work Your Light card. Okay. You have a soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So I get this as, I think you're here listening to this reading because you're trying to follow your intuition, you're trying to listen to your spirit guides. Yeah, I don't think you're here because you're in a dark place. You're here because you know what you're doing basically, but you're also looking to connect with parts of your soul family that want to communicate with you in this format. And another message that wants to come through is connect with friends that you see as soulmates. So not the kinds of friends that want you to play small, that you have a karmic lesson with, that you find yourself, feeling lost around. Connect with the friends that you are soulfully connected to, who are always challenging you to expand bigger and better, who are always encouraging you to be your best self. And you know who those people are. So share your vision with those people only. Protect your vision and don't share it with people that want you to play small. Share it only with people that would get excited about your vision and try to help you find a way to be empowered enough to take action on it. So talk to those people. You don't have to go through this alone. You can trust that those soul connections can deliver the right messages from the universe to you. Now let's get some tarot cards for your near future. What can we expect in your near future? What can we expect? Group 2, what can we expect? Okay. I don't think any of this is new to you. We have the Empress, Page of Swords, and Eight of Cups. So with the Empress, this is you feeling very sovereign in yourself, in your reality, with what you have, feeling very creative as well and resourced. This is you really tapped into your divine feminine essence. And it's from this place where you're going to have some sort of idea come to mind, which you don't have yet. So a way of thinking, a way of approaching your situation or decision making, this idea will come to mind. And it's not something you've previously thought about or considered. You might have considered it in different ways in the past, in similar ways, but there's this particular line of thought that you haven't come to yet, which you will come to very soon once you enter this divine feminine energy. And to put it in many other ways, this is feeling very settled, feeling like you deserve the best, like you are a queen, feeling like you have all the resources you need, like you are abundant, and that means you can choose literally anything you want from this reality because you are creating it. This is feeling grounded, feeling expensive. the the talk of like resources is really coming to mind. So not having a sense of scarcity, feeling like you have a lot of abundance, even if you don't have it physically to show for. This is feeling like you're really resourced and money's not an issue. That's the kind of energy that's coming through with this card right now. And because you're there, a certain type of idea will come to you of how you want to approach your situation. And again, this is something you haven't thought about yet. So you want to wait until it comes and then things click and you're like, oh, well, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do now. This makes sense. This makes sense for my short-term plans and my long-term plans. It all works out. I don't have to compromise. It's a thought like that. And very naturally, because of that, you're going to be walking away from what you're going to be walking away from your comfort zone, from what you've grown to find very familiar and comfortable. So you will let go of the Four of Pentacles mentality once things feel right, once you know what to do and you're convinced that that's good for you. So in a sense, you're currently holding on to this comfort zone mentality because you've not yet come to the right approach to your future. So this part of you is sort of like, let's hold off, let's wait until things fall into place. So it's actually protecting you and looking out for you. So you don't have to feel bad about the fact that you're in your comfort zone right now. This part of you is looking out for you. When things fall into place and your thought process makes sense, you're going to walk away from your Eight of Cups towards your Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Okay, and I want to get one more card for you from the Moonology deck. Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. Well, that's amazing. That's the Empress. Prosperity and Taurus energy is so Empress-like. I'm very happy for you. Sorry, the camera just died, but now we're back. I just wanted to add one more thing. The Taurus energy is so Empress-like. It's all about being grounded, being connected with the sensual experience of the universe. So you can be rest assured that when you do make your decision, you don't have to worry about being lost in your head. It will come from a very grounded and reasonable place, because you have both these cards, a new beginning in Taurus energy and the Empress. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, Group 2. I'm very excited for you and where you are headed. Let me know if you resonated in the comments below. And if you would like more guidance from me, I do 2 new readings every month on Patreon for the new moon and the full moon. And we always follow those with a Reiki activation. So if you're interested, I would love to see you over there. Otherwise, I'll see you in another reading or in another video. Bye. If you chose Group 3, this amethyst tower, then this is your reading. Hi, Group 3. So we're going to get started with your current energies, and I'll be using the Golden Universal Tarot deck for that. So what do we need to know about your current energies? What do we need to know about your current situation energetically? What do we need to know, Group 3? Okay, Group 3. What do we need to know? These cards keep flying out. There are way too many, so I'm going to put them back. Group 3. Okay, so we have 2 4s and 1 5. You have the 4 of Swords and the 4 of Wands. and the Five of Pentacles. So the Four of Swords tells me that perhaps you've had a pretty intense period recently, just feeling your emotions, going through a lot of turmoil, which has now left you wanting to prioritize self-care above anything else, to really prioritize rest, healing, regeneration. And you're taking more time to contemplate and ponder on things and journal, to figure yourself out and make sure that there's always a mental and emotional balance within. And the Four of Wands tells me, I don't know if I said this earlier, but fours are the number of stability and structure. So getting two fours tells me that things are pretty good right now, at least in some aspects of your life. So with the Four of Wands, I'm seeing that this could either be your love life or your career. There's some sort of stability and structure that you can really rely upon and feel good about. You know that you don't have to worry about this area of your life. It's something that you're grateful for. And with that aspect of your life, you're just kind of going with the motions, going with the flow, and trusting the structure that you've built. Yeah, and perhaps there's even something to celebrate right now with that aspect of your life because things are going so well. And then you have a 5. So the number 5 is the number of conflict in most cases. It's when a lesson has to be learned and things are clashing. So the 5 of Pentacles is about having a scarcity mindset, often a feeling of not being good enough, feeling of being wounded, and it usually takes us back to our childhood when we learned these things incorrectly. And to restore healing to this part, to bring back the truth, is to find abundance, to find a sense of worthiness. And I feel like that's something you're trying to do right now. Some aspects of your inner child have flared up, and now you're looking to mend connection to this part of you and heal whatever sense of unworthiness or scarcity that you have. I don't think it's so major that it's affecting your physical reality. I feel like it's still very much an internal thing. And so you're working within a lot. Yeah, I feel like this reading is going to be about your internal reality more than anything. Can you tell us more, Spirit? Tell us more about Group 3's current situation. Group 3, okay. So with the 5 of Pentacles, I feel like this lesson has come up for you a lot. You've faced this familiar feeling many times in your life, and this is like the final push, and you might not believe that just because of how many times you've come to this point of feeling defeated and feeling like you're not good enough. So you might not believe it when Spirit tells you that this is the end. You've reached completion. This is a dead end. You can't keep going with this feeling. It's time to bring total resolution to this energy and never have to deal with it again in this lifetime. So you've come to a culmination point, completion, a finale. And it's like at a certain point, you're going to be holding on to this just out of habit, not because you have to, not because you actually believe it. It's just going to be out of habit. So Spirit's really trying to help you see that you don't need to feel this way out of habit anymore because you have enough capacity to move on from it. You have done enough work on yourself to not feel this way about yourself anymore. So yeah, Spirit's like really like trying to like shake you out of this mentality and this feeling like we've gone through this so many times, you don't have to feel this way anymore. Like just stop. Like, it's out of habit at this point. You know you're beyond this. Yeah, I'm sensing like some frustration from your spirit guides or your angels, whatever you want to believe, like these spirits looking after you or your ancestors. They're just like, oh my God. Like, there's a dead end. And it makes me think of a card from the Wild Unknown deck, an archetype, and it's literally called the dead end. Like, you can't go any further than this. You can't keep, like, there's no more. There's no more you can do with this energy. It's done. Like, you have to choose to be done with it and let it go, because in all other aspects, it's done. Okay, so now that I've picked up the Wild Unknown, I definitely want to pull a card for you. Let this be an archetype that you can focus on at this time and really work with in order to reach your resolution. Okay, so we have agape. And if I'm correct, well, I'm not going to guess. I'm just going to go into the guidebook and read to you what this card is about. And this is one of the bigger energies in this deck, a big archetype. If I could just find it. There we go. So I invite you to look at this image as I read to you what it means, and allow yourself to feel into this image. What does it evoke within you emotionally? Agape is also known as devotion and unconditional love. What if instead of putting yourself at the center of your spiritual practice, you put God, Goddess, or nature at the center? How would this change your approach? Such is the energy of agape. It is alive when we are in awe and wonder, our breath taken away by the sacred force that surrounds us and asks for nothing in return. This card can indicate a spiritual initiation that stretches your capacity to love and serve. You sense the earthly as the heavenly and vice versa. Such an initiatory moment can appear in any form, and like a healing balm to the modern soul, its effects lasts a lifetime. The agape card may also suggest you reassess what you worship every day, consciously or unconsciously. What are you elevating? Where does the sacred ladder you climb ultimately lead to? When light, this is service, reverence, honor, and joy. When dark, it is spiritual bypassing and righteousness. Agape can also be felt as an overwhelming love of family, partner, community. Recognize it by a deep swell of gratitude. The Greek word agape informs the English word agape. Agape, I guess. To have the mouth agape is to be awestruck by something of breathtaking delight. We are made humble once again. So the Four of Wands is really starting to make sense. I feel like you are in a good place right now, and there are a lot of things that you can celebrate and be grateful for. There might especially be a lot of parties happening right now, celebrations, weddings, engagements, bridal showers, baby showers, things like that, where you can be present and really feed into the joy that is everywhere and the connection that you feel amongst people. For example, like when you're at a wedding and you're watching them take their vows, don't you just want to cry out of happiness for them? That's the kind of feeling of awe that you want to have. And I think you have a lot of opportunities in your life right now to really generate that feeling from within. There is this like you have the ability to do that, to be in awe, to feel so much love and connection. And there's a part of you that is so in habit of feeling left out, feeling disconnected, feeling unworthy of connection or of goodness. And you want to take these opportunities of celebration to override that because it's time. And it's like the energy of the Five of Pentacles has become small enough that this is all you need to do to really let this energy go and, move on from it once and for all. It's become so small that you can just override it now with positive thinking and feeling and being. So, I'm an advocate for shadow work, right? And I always talk about like acknowledging the darkness, being with the darkness, and working through the shadow by being in the shadow and not being afraid of it. But I feel like right now, perhaps it's almost become a habit of acknowledging it so much that you're in it and you are it. And what's going to be better for you and more conducive at this time is if you actually put your mind to what is light. Put your focus on the joy that you can easily generate in your being. That's going to be the healing work that will actually work for you at this time to move forward more effortlessly. So celebrate, be in awe, welcome connection, feed off of connection, and just generate that joy as much as you can right now. You have a lot of opportunities to do that at this time. Now let's get some Work Your Light cards. Group 3, Awakening, Energetic Upgrades, A New Way of Being, Integration. There you go, integration. When I get this card, it's always like a sense of an energetic upgrade and transformation happening in the background that is subtle and hard to fully pinpoint and grasp tangibly. So that might be the way you're feeling right now. Like you might take a nap and then wake up and be like, wait, I'm kind of interacting with myself and my reality slightly different from before I took this nap. So these like subtle changes in your day-to-day experience will reveal to you that you are upgrading energetically. So it might not be so in your face, but I think you will notice that this is happening in the background and you are slowly starting to change the way you see yourself and your self-identity. Don't dim your light to fit in, or don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So that's with the Five of Pentacles. I think most people operate from this energy, the Five of Pentacles, which is scarcity, unworthiness, disconnection, and we make self-deprecating jokes that normalize this when you don't need to be operating from this space just to fit in. Even if all your friends are being like this, you can be the first to say, you know what, I choose myself and I choose to feel good about myself. I choose to feel worthy. I choose to feel like I can get anything I want. I deserve all the best, Like you don't have to dim your light to just be normal. Who wants to be normal? So don't dim your light to fit in. Don't try to be the norm. You're here to be exceptional. Okay, now let's get a Moonology card. You're very close to achieving your goal, Gibbous Moon. So again, it's that integration. You are welcoming a new way of being, a new way of seeing yourself, a new way of holding yourself. You're very close. And from here onwards, you just need to give yourself that gentle push by being positive. And I never say those words. Like, I'm so big on shadow work, so I rarely say this. I'm very selective about talks of being positive, but I really do think you need it at this time to embrace good feelings, to get used to generating good feelings in yourself. That, swelling of the heart, feeling heart-centered connection, tenderness, and warmth. Generate those positive feelings, because I know you know how to do it, and you've actually gotten quite good at it as a result of all the healing you've done in the past. Okay, now I want to get some future energies. What might be possible in the near future if you are to follow Tarot's advice? Okay, we have the Magician. Let's get 2 more cards. What else do we need to know? Oh, you have the Sun. Look at that. Wow. Group 3. What do we need to know about your future? Ooh, okay. So whenever I see the Sun and the Moon together, I take that as balance. A balancing out between your yin and yang, your masculine and feminine sides, a sort of union internally. Of course, this can then manifest externally. So there's some sort of union that is going to happen very soon. These are big energies. You got 2 cards to describe union, 2 major arcana cards at that. And you have the Magician, which is the feeling of being so connected with existence that you are well aware you're a co-creator and you can manifest anything you want, that you can bring into reality anything you want because you have all the resources you need. This is a very masculine dominant energy of having will, having control, being able to take action, speaking words into reality, like putting yourself out there, showing up for yourself, showing up for your community, demanding attention and demanding space, taking up space, and not dimming your light, like literally shining your light for people to see. This is having a very commanding presence and being a leader of some sort, having a magnetic charisma about yourself. This is sort of like the King of Wands, but perhaps even bigger than that because it's a major arcana card. The Sun wants to tell you that you are protected. You can trust in your connection with the universe. You are existence, and existence provides. The sun shines for you every day. Things are going to go really well from here. You can trust in that. You can feel into that right now. So the sun is just a huge confirmation that you're headed in the right direction and a lot of blessings are on their way. The moon, along with the sun, means you're going to overcome your fears. You're going to overcome these feelings of doubt, confusion, or feeling of loss. Maybe you felt that a lot recently or over the past couple of years. I'm getting the sense that. So the camera overheated and I had to wait a little bit for it to cool down. So I kind of forgot what I was saying earlier. I feel like I was getting at something with the moon card. Right, so I feel like with the moon card, what's coming through is this feeling of being lost and confused coming to an end. Perhaps you felt this way for quite a while, for many years even, and it's so much that it's almost become your default. That's just kind of what you expect. And Spirit wants to say it's coming to an end. This is being balanced out with the sun, which is ultimate trust and protection. So it's coming to a balance where you've you're coming to like some sort of completion where you don't have to approach your reality in this way anymore. You can let go of doubt, confusion now. You can let go of this fear-based way of moving through reality that can come to an end now. You can actually begin to feel a lot of joy on a day-to-day basis. Like, that's possible. That is available in your future, and it's coming in really quickly, very swiftly and effortlessly. You're coming really close to this full integration. This is a culminating point for you. So believe it is one way of really getting there and crossing that threshold. Don't dim your light to fit in. Embrace the energetic upgrades. When you feel like you need to rest, let yourself rest. If you're journaling a lot and in contemplation a lot right now, definitely do that. And enjoy connecting, enjoy celebrating, enjoy feeling tender in the heart space, enjoy moments of awe and wonder, and really cultivate more of that as you move forward. It's going to help you override your feelings of unworthiness, even self-pity, like that's coming to mind. It's going to help you override these childhood wounds and low vibrational feelings that you're completely ready to move on from. So that is your reading, group 3. Thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed this reading. It's very wholesome. And let me know how it resonated in the comments below. If you would like more guidance from me, I do new readings every month on Patreon, one for the new moon and one for the full moon. Both are always followed by a Reiki activation. So if that's something you'd like to try out with me, then I would love to see you over there. Otherwise, I'll see you in another reading or in another video. Thank you so much for being here. Sending love. See you soon.